it might be that I've been an attorney for too long, but I can kind of make an argument to blame her. Do you want to hear it?
No. Welcome back to Under Oath. This is a segment called Two Attorneys Arguing. It's Craig and I going at it. Craig Lynd, attorney for over a quarter century.
Oh, wow. Don't
who
say it like that.
a lot of times is absolutely wrong in his opinion. So we'll see today.
How can I be wrong in my opinion?
Because it could be wrong.
No, my opinions are never wrong.
Why would you say that?
Because if I'm expressing them, it's because I think they're right. And if I think they're right, that is my opinion.
But they could be wrong.
No, impossible.
Okay. All right. Now, here's the deal. I've been going to a lot of concerts lately. I do it later in my life. It could be anything from Taylor Swift to, Don McLean.
You went to a Taylor Swift concert?
I'm scheduled to go to one.
Really?
Oh, the worst one was just the Jonas Brothers. Ooh, that was
you
a
went
bad
to
one.
the Jonas Brothers?
Yeah, I took our people, man. We had all the women in the office goes, we want to go to Jonas
Really?
Brothers. And I said, I'll go with you because I'm a supportive boss.
Well,
and then they bought me one of these stupid bucket hats.
Did you get close to the stage?
No, hell no.
Why not?
Because I'm not an idiot.
Well, what happens when you
There
get
are a
close
lot
to
of
the stage?
teenage girls. I sit in my chair.
Oh, you had chair. Oh, man, you didn't go to a concert if you were sitting down.
Oh,
Yeah,
a concert for you has to be someplace where you get in a mosh pit? Is
yeah,
that the
of
rule?
course.
Okay, we're moving on.
I don't know why you go to a concert if it's not to go to a mosh pit.
I guess that's the question we're going to deal with today.
It looks that way.
Young lady gets hurt. The
Pichet.
case of this can't be her name.
Pichet.
Bird Pichet. Bird Pichet is at a concert. She's enjoying herself. And then one of the band members stage dives and paralyzes her. Now the venue is saying, well, we're not responsible. We put signs out to tell the band not to do this. The band goes, we felt bad. We stopped our show while she was getting medical treatment. Is that the way it works in our neighborhood?
That really is not the way how things should work. That sounds like a tragic
I felt bad.
event
We stopped the show temporarily while
yeah,
we gave her medical.
What do you expect them to do? Of course you stop the show temporarily.
Of course you do.
Don't pat yourself on the back because you expressed a little bit of human caring
You
for
did
for
the
a
right
member.
thing when you
somebody
injured
was hurt,
somebody
so we were
at
like,
the time.
let's help her. Yeah, don't pat yourself on the back too hard on that one. Is it the venue's fault though? Whose fault is it? It's for sure the band's fault, right?
Okay.
The guy who jumped off it's for sure your fault.
You know one of the rules is? One of the rules is when a venue has put it on a show, they have to have insurance. Whether they make the band do it or the venue itself has it. It's called entertainment insurance. Now, some venues will have a general policy, and then whatever band comes in, they make them carry a policy.
And what's the twist on this one for our audience, since I already know it, Jeff, and I know you want to give it to them? What's the twist on this one?
The insurance policy does not cover stage diving. That's what they're saying.
And and let me take a controversial position here. Nor should it. You can't buy insurance for stage diving. That is an intentional act. It's like buying insurance in case you hurt somebody when you go to a bar and fight people on purpose. You can't get insurance for that. They won't insure you for that.
Now, car insurance will cover you if you even commit a crime. Forget breaking a rule.
No, sir.
DUI? DUI?
That's different because they
Why?
can't prove that you intended to hurt somebody with your actions. They can only prove that was just a reckless consequence of your action.
And what is stage diving?
If you try to murder somebody with your car,
I didn't
if you
say you tried.
hey, I'm going to kill you and I'm going to use my car to drive you over, and then you do that, and then the family sues the person, and you got $100,000 worth of insurance, give us that. The insurance company said, no, we don't cover intentional criminal acts.
Intentional is different. A DUI, I was drunk, but DUI manslaughter.
Well, DUI manslaughter is, we're getting
Person
a little
died.
bit off topic, but you're so reckless that you deserve to be punished.
No,
You
just
were
somebody
so
died.
reckless
No,
that
somebody died. That's just the definition. Somebody died when you were
yeah,
DUI.
but you didn't murder them. It's not the same type of
Okay.
evil. It's still
If I
it's
jump
evil.
off, you're saying that my screwing around by jumping off a stage is
It's-
more negligent than somebody driving drunk.
Yes.
No way. The whole idea of insurance is when somebody does something negligent, meaning they had a duty to protect, or they have a duty to avoid doing something. And when they don't do it, the insurance pays for it. That's the whole benefit. It is not
Well,
like, oh yeah, hey, listen,
here's the problem.
a weird moment, a lightning struck, and that was it. But when people do dumb stuff, normally they were negligent.
Well, we're in a position where we're trying to defend dumb stuff, and when you're doing something dumb like stage diving, there's only one purpose to stage dive, and that is to land on other people. That's the only purpose.
No, they catch us.
When you're driving drunk, the purpose is to just get your drunk ass home.
How many times have you gone to a concert where somebody stage dived?
Oh my God, I can count on. I don't have enough fingers to count how many times that people stage dive at concerts.
It's a normal thing.
It happens all the time.
And it's not to go, hey, listen.
But that doesn't mean you can't buy insurance for it.
But they're claiming the insurance policy is going, oh, well, we had insurance, which means that, you know what? When the people who say you're going to have insurance, they don't go, okay, we're going to allow an insurance policy, but we're going to allow them to negate responsibility for half the stuff that could happen. So my belief is this. I don't care what sign they had up to tell, oh, we told them not to do it. If they do it.
Well, listen, if I'm selling insurance and you're a rock band and you're buying it from me and I say, okay, I'll give you $1 million worth of insurance, but you can't stage dive. I'm not going to cover that. And then you go and stage dive anyway, and you want to make up some reason why now I have to pay out? No, they can sue you and I will disclaim the policy.
And then who's held responsible?
The person doing the stage diving, ultimately.
Also the venue, I think.
Did the venue purchase the insurance or did the band purchase the insurance?
The venue forces the band to buy this insurance. They get a copy of the policy so they know what's not covered.
Okay. Now Miss Birdie might have a claim. I'm sorry, not Miss Birdie. Miss Pichet.
Pichet, Birdie.
Miss Pichet may have a claim. So, and we actually do this in our own practice. For example, dry cleaning business has $1 million worth of coverage, except we don't cover auto accidents. Really? A huge part of your business is driving to pick up clients' clothes, bringing them to your shop to clean, and then driving them back. So an insurance agent, if he was worth his salt, would advise you, hey, listen, you need insurance not only if somebody slips and falls on your business or you ruin a $1,000 mink coat, but you also need insurance if you get into an accident or one of your employees gets into an accident while they're doing their job. So you need that type of insurance too. And this policy doesn't cover that. So you either need to get a different policy or you need to get a policy specifically for that. So the venue should have had an insurance policy specifically for stage diving, specifically in the event that one of its bands did not follow the directions contained in its insurance policy.
They not only know it's going to happen, they tell people specifically not to do it.
Correct.
I mean, that's like diving into a pool.
Yeah.
They're going, don't dive. You know why you say don't dive? Because people are going to do it. And even when it says don't dive, you know what happens? You can
stop
diving.
You can say, hey, well, we warned you. So I just talked myself into there should be insurance coverage, but not from the insurance company that said, hey, we don't cover stage diving. It should be from the venue that had the band. Listen, we understand that no insurance company will give a band stage dive insurance because you can't. And we've told the band they can't stage dive. And we've taken specific precautions. And we've told the band that we're going to withhold 20% of the draw or 30% of the tickets or whatever until after the show. And they only get that if they don't stage dive to give them an incentive. There has to be something like that set up. There should have been something like that set up for Ms. Pichet. And she's got at least a lawsuit against the venue. And of course the band, but the band probably doesn't have anything. What band? It's not. No, they're not on some world tour.
It's not like Metallica
right?
or something.
Okay, all right.
Now here's the thing: we've gone through a bunch of these issues. For example, the Who concert where people got trampled. You're dealing with the Love Parade disaster, where again 21 deaths. Then you have Indiana State Fair, where 58 people are injured when the stage rigging collapsed. Then you have Astro World, which we all remember, where people are crushed into these, just crushed to death, which was terrible. And the issue is this, and why are we still having these problems?
Well, I don't think that insurance claims were disclaimed by the insurance company in any of those examples. Those are all examples of how even when you do everything the way you're supposed to, people can still die accidentally. And that's categorically different than what we have here. This one, people did things that they know that they're not supposed to do, and somebody got hurt. So that's even worse. I mean, all of these things are terrible, but what you're really looking at is, can the victims, the people who were hurt, can they sue and expect to recover anything?
Now, what's disgusting about all this, and I know people hate what we do. I know people have grown a hate for what we do for a living, that we represent people who are injured. And they hate us because of the billboards, because everyone thinks it's winning the lottery. I can tell you that this woman went to this concert. Now, if you're listening to me right now and you disagree that this woman should be able to get her medical bills paid for the rest of her life for just happening to be in the audience when one of these morons jumped out of the stage and crushed her, if you feel that way, then, okay.
It might be that I've been an attorney for too long, but I can kind of make an argument to blame her. Do you want to hear it?
No. You're going to do
it. Good, because you're going to hear it anyway.
You closed. It was a yes or no. I'm giving you a no.
I know, but
don't want to hear
it was perfunctory. I didn't actually care what your answer was.
That was a rhetorical question?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
For those who need to know rhetorical, it doesn't require an answer. Okay.
So here we go. Let me be the bad guy.
Okay.
All right, Miss Pichet. I'm the defense attorney for the insurance company, right? Miss Pichet.
First off, I'm really sorry for your injuries. I hope you feel better.
Oh, yeah,
Say
I got
first.
it. Oh, yeah, the pretend.
You got to give the fake
yes.
I'm upset thing before I slap you.
We all are sad.
The insurance attorneys, I feel bad for you, Miss
It's just a
Pichet,
sad
but
thing.
did you do it? Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, so Miss Pichet, you claim this was your favorite band.
Yeah, they're my favorite.
Have you ever been to a concert of theirs before? Have you ever seen any videos of them? You know that they stage dive as part of their act. You had to have known that they stage dive as part of their act.
Yeah, I've seen them a couple times, but I didn't know they'd jump on
me.
So
you must have known that when you were getting that close to the stage, there was at least a chance that you were going to get as a matter of fact, I think you told a lot of your friends that was the reason you were getting close to the stage, is so that when he does stage dive, you'll be right there to catch your favorite.
I never said that.
Oh,
I never said that. Where'd you hear that from?
Well, several of your friends have
testified.
I read it
on Facebook.
Several
I read it on your Facebook page.
Several of your friends have testified that that's what you said before the concert, but okay.
Which friends were these? They're not friends of mine. Yeah. They said I might have said it right. I didn't say it.
You didn't say it.
And then they're going to follow up question. Well, on your Facebook page that we looked at, you look like you're smiling in this picture. After the concert, you were smiling.
You saw these. You saw this band a year ago, didn't you? This is a Facebook picture of you with this band a year ago.
Yeah.
They stage dove at that concert too. So you know that they stage dive.
Are you saying this is my fault?
A little bit, yeah. You were too close to the stage.
And here's the thing, people. Depending on what state you're in, will determine whether you're covered or not.
Because if you're in North Carolina,
you screwed.
You are screwed.
If you are more than 1% responsible, just 1.1% responsible, like that question he just asked, would mean they could absolutely walk away after paralyzing you. Ooh.
That's terrible.
That's horrific. Now in Florida, it's 50-50.
Well, you can't be more than 50% responsible in Florida under the new law.
Yes.
So you can be 49% responsible and still recover.
Now, the one thing I hate about this, and this is there's a lot of things I hate about insurance companies. But here's the thing. A lot of people don't know these are billion-dollar companies. These are companies that collect money and make investments and make interest off your money. They're just investment capital. And the less money they pay out, the more they have in investments. That's why these insurance companies are probably the most profitable companies in the world. And when they say, oh, well, we offered insurance, but we never expected to have to pay it.
Well, they don't want to pay it. That's the whole idea.
Yeah. I mean, I think about this woman. And I
blame the victim as much as you can.
She gets home. Of course, the hospital gives her this bill. And hospitals right now, Band-Aids are $1,200. I mean, I had a burn.
Well, the hospital's never going to get paid back, and they're going to write it off, and they're going to take a tax hit on it. Not a hit, take the tax benefit.
Well, they're going to send you a bill for $40,000, $50,000.
Well, right, and then they'll write it off, and then they'll reduce their ultimate income tax later on to the federal government, which means, in a way, all of us are paying for it.
Yeah. One
way or the other, either through insurance premiums or through taxes.
And then, great medicine in our country, which means that this woman's going to need help for the rest of her life. and she's going to have to wait 6 months to go see a doctor.
Around the clock nursing care. If she's paralyzed, if she can't move at all, she needs somebody there all day, every day for the rest of her life.
It's over $10,000 a month, easy. We've seen this. It's sad. And the issue about this is real simple. Who's responsible? And I hear your argument. And that's the argument every attorney makes. They want to minimize that issue. We actually have a guy who was rear-ended, a semi rear-ended the guy as he was parked at a stoplight. And they're trying to figure out how to make him at least 1.5% responsible.
What? Wait a minute. Let me guess. He didn't have his lights on? Like his brake lights was out or something?
I think I can somehow get where a jury can find him 1.1% responsible. And that's just what their jobs are. And just so you know, every time, if you're on a jury or something else like that, you're not there because that person who's sitting in the chair next to him is going to have to pay whatever judgment you give. That's the insurance company's attorney sitting next to them. They don't. The person who caused the accident doesn't even get to tell the insurance company, "Hey, listen, I did this. I'd like you to pay the policy." They can't even tell them to do that.
That's a great point, Jeff. A lot of times, the people who are actually responsible for hurting you, if it were up to them, they would give you their policy limit. But it's not up to them. When they get the insurance policy, they sign an agreement that allows the insurance company to handle whether or not it'll be settled, under what conditions it'll be settled, how much will be paid out. All of that is now in the hands of the insurance company. You contract that all away when you buy your insurance policy.
And here's a bad thing you don't know. My first job out of law school, I was working for a bank, and we employed attorneys to foreclose on properties. Now, the person who had my job before me didn't even check on what the attorneys were doing. The attorneys were just billing and billing and billing hundreds of thousands of dollars because the person in that job doesn't normally pay attention to the legal costs. They think it's a necessary evil. Well, I had to fire. It worked out to be over 95% of my lawyers because they were just billing. They didn't care about what was right or wrong. They just kept billing these cases. And this is what happens a lot of times where Craig and I will be talking about a case and we'll go, well, we think it should settle now. And we joke about it. We go, oh, no, attorney's got to do depositions. He's going to have to.
The defense attorney has not billed enough yet. There's no way we're going to get an offer.
Yes. And it's not about how good the case is.
9 times out of 10, it works out that way.
The sad part is this. We normally get the offer after every bit possible has been billed outside of the trial. And they go, okay, I've billed another, $3,000-$4,000 for this document or that document or this hearing. And we always know when they're going to settle because when the attorney on the other side can't bill anymore.
Well, that you bring up a good point. So there's 2 areas that defense attorneys are valuable. Number 1 is after the lawsuit's filed, right? Delay, deny, make the other person look like it's their fault as much as you can, right? All of that's baked into the cake whenever you have a defense attorney. But defense attorneys can actually be effective prior to the lawsuit being filed in helping them develop policies. I've been to concerts before where I've looked at how they have the crowd management, and I think to myself, holy cow, these guys have been sued for multi-millions of dollars before on this issue. I can tell because of how seriously they take the setup.
You can tell exactly how they have the security laid out, where people are, where security. You could always see a good thing because they always have yellow shirts. They're always spaced out on a certain level. I did a comedy show the other night, and if you've been watching TikTok and everything else, you'll notice that people get drunk and they heckle and they say stuff, and sometimes they actually get violent in the middle of a show. They'll get up and because they got offended. Now, the place should make it clear to people, hey, listen, this is the way it is. Please don't talk. Please don't do anything. And when somebody starts acting this way, they need to go out and remove that person before they give more drinks, before he gets more hostile. I worked a show the other night where somebody kept going. All night he was going. And he was getting drunker and drunker and just getting more belligerent. And I remember I shut him down early with this bad joke, except the guy that came after me had to put up with it the whole time. And I was thinking, this guy is getting worse and he's getting a little ornery. And if the guy who followed me, James, would have lit this guy up, there's a possibility this guy would have got up and tried to hit him.
So play defense attorney, but a proactive defense attorney. You're advising the comedy club. You're advising these concerts. What do you tell them in advance? And let me tell you, I saw at the Orlando Arena. I was at a concert. I think it was a country concert. In general admission, I saw somebody spill a drink. Okay? It wasn't 10 seconds had gone by before one of the orderlies was over there, one of the security guys was over there with a flashlight, showing the flashlight onto the spilled drink on the floor, and he straddled the liquid so that everybody could tell that that was slippery and dangerous. He did not leave until they came with a mop bucket, mopped it up, they put a sign down, and that guy stayed there for another 20 minutes until it was dried. I saw him bend down and check it with his hand to make sure it was still dry. And that's when I thought, wow, these guys have been sued into oblivion before, and they're not going to let it happen again. And it was them getting sued into oblivion that put them in a position where they had that kind of safety protocol in place, which helps everybody.
See, changes can only happen when people have to pay out more than they're making. There have been many cases in the past where they go, okay, I paid $1 million, but you know what? I cleared $50 million. So they're going, oh, it was a 2% cost to me. And that's what happens sometimes. And that's the only benefit when an attorney goes, hey, no more, you can't do this. And they go, wait, we got hurt. We're never doing this again. Trust me, that guy was standing out there because they had to write a big check last time that happened. They didn't do it because, we care about our people.
I agree 100%.
They only care about them is when an attorney forces them to care about people more than they care about their profit.
So you're advising the club that hosted this.
Trophy Eyes. What I would say is this. Listen.
So I own Mohawk Place. Mr. Kaufman, I just got sued for this stage diving event. Please advise me. I don't want this to ever happen again.
You're going to put a 3-foot barrier in front of this stage, and you're going to actually test how far somebody can jump to get to that stage. And I'm making a joke right now, but
how far can an Olympic sprinter jump?
The Florida Gator football team, it's going to sound weird, but they were during a game against Tennessee, people were throwing their souvenir cups filled with beer onto the opposing team. So what they had to figure out is this. The next thing they did was they went out and figured out how far somebody could throw a cup, and that's where they could sit their home team people. So what has to happen in a situation like that is you're going to go, okay, this is what you're going to have to do.
That's a good idea.
You can't trust these people.
A barrier that no people can even get close enough to the stage, such that if the guy did stage dive and failed to follow the rules, all he would do was hurt himself because he hit the barrier.
He fell down, hurt himself. And the truth is, when it comes down to that, that's on you. And I've interviewed a lot of celebrities, a lot of band people, a lot of musicians. And a lot of times these people tell stories about how drunk they were, how drugged out they were on stage and everything else like that. These people aren't going to follow a rule. So if they're going to jump off and do something, let them just hurt themselves. Don't hurt the people who paid to be there.
Right. So then you feel a little bit better about the venue than if somebody gets hurt. If I did all of those steps and I have a 5-foot barrier, you can't jump from the stage and land on somebody and clear 5 feet before doing that.
Hey, listen, we're all doing what we can do. I think you and I are in agreement that we have to be safer. We got to be smarter. And depending on what state you're in, she'll either be good or bad.